we go. Hi, Jay.
Hey,
Hi,
Ariane.
Jay.
Hello.
What happened to Sunita? Is she still here?
She was here. Did we lose Sunita? Laura's here. All right, I think we could probably go ahead and get started. It's 2:37. We'll call the meeting to order. Yeah, do we have anybody for public comment? Anybody? I see Vitone Hasku from Senator Villavalum's office on the call. Do you want to unmute and introduce yourself real quick?
Hi. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing a working lunch. My name is Viton. I am State Senator from Villavalum's staff. And I'm just here, listening in and just kind of get a better idea of what's happening in our community. So I'm just going to give myself the entire time. Let me know if you all have any questions.
Great. All right, anyone else for public comment? Going once, going twice? All right. Next up, approval of the minutes from February. Does anybody want to make a motion?
I motion to approve the minutes.
I second the motion.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next up on the agenda, I wanted to share some updates about the Tuk-Tuk event. Sandy and I met last week with the team at Big Buzz. They've been in contact with the company that we're going to secure the tuk-tuks from about the size change where folks wanted to order larger ones. There is a slight cost increase as a result, but we're moving forward with that. They're also going to work to get us the tuk-tuks to ride up and down the block. But because of the manufacturing sort of headway that's needed, the dates are going to need to be pushed back further into the summer. So we're now looking at July 31st as the day for like the unveiling. I think this is okay because it kind of gives us more time to plan around that event, and secure the permits needed to put them on the public right away, and then also to connect businesses and artists to get them decorated. So we're looking at July 31st, which is going to be the same weekend that Westridge Chamber is tentatively planning to do one of their outdoor pop-up park events.
Oh, perfect.
So, and that's kind of partly why I picked it, because the corner that they're looking to do their event on, which I think is Devon and Bell over there by Parberti, is one of the corners where we're looking to put one. So we're going to be reaching out to Larissa at Westridge Chamber to coordinate on that. But I think that could be, potentially a really great opportunity to, bring some more attention and foot traffic to Devon for that weekend. So that's sort of the date that we're tentatively looking at right now. Some questions that came up when we met with the Big Buzz team that I wanted to share with the group is, once we get the tuk-tuks up, how long do we want to leave them up? And actually, folks, there's somebody that's unmuted that we're hearing a lot of feedback. So if anyone, that's unmuted right now could mute yourself right quick, just so we don't have, there we go. Whoever did it, that fixed it. So yeah, how long are we thinking that we might want to leave these up? Like, is a year too much, or just the summer? We didn't really have a concrete answer as to how long we want to leave these out.
Till the winter, maybe?
That sort of was my thought.
Until the holidays, and then when we might be switching up with a different decoration then, maybe? I don't know. If we have something, we have some holiday decorations planned that time of year, that could be a
Yeah.
time to swap it out. Do we get to keep those tuk-tuk thingies?
Yeah, that was the next question. Like we are buying them. So like we could either try to use them in future years or use them for another event, or, we could try to sell them after the fact to another organization. That was the second question on my list, is what do we do with them after?
I say we keep them. We can put them up for another event. We can, hell, we can fill up a parking lot with them and like a tuk-tuk parking. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just have to like make sure that we can store them. We do have storage units that we've used for holiday decorations and stuff, so it'd probably be, mothballed in something like that. Next question was putting together a sign up form for businesses to sign up to sort of host or help decorate one of the tuk-tuks. Is there a preference for folks as to whether that should be a paper sign up form that gets mailed or an online one?
Online, as far as I'm concerned.
Does anyone else have thoughts on that? Because I want to make sure that we're getting people to respond. And I know, we don't always have the easiest time getting people to answer emails. An online form would probably be promoted with an email, most likely. Anybody?
Nothing, nobody, come on.
Alright. I might reach out to some folks individually just to sort of, talk through if anyone's, feeling shy. But I will, share with Big Buzz, because that was my first thought too, is, it's probably easier and quicker to have it be an online option, but, we know that we sometimes don't always get everyone that way. And maybe the answer is to have a hybrid system or both. So I'll follow up with folks on that. The last question that we had was a question about like adding branding and like a plaque to the bottom of each tuk-tuk. They had gotten a quote that was like something like 2,000 per tuk-tuks, and we're looking to do 10. So it seemed like kind of a lot. So I'm a bit skeptical of that offering as whether we want to pursue it or not.
2,000 for what? A plaque?
Yeah, I that's what I said.
That's ridiculous.
I was like, that's
Can't the
that's
artist just
overkill.
write it down in there? Like,
Yeah, I think that's going to be the way that we go. Like to just ask whoever's painting it to just say, who painted it, and then Devon Avenue, SSA 43.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, those are the questions that we sort of had for follow-up. We'll be reaching out to folks, depending on locations and things. I know a few of you had shared at the last meeting that you had or might have artist contacts or contacts with youth organizations or, schools, camps that might be, interested or willing to assist in getting the tuk-tuks decorated. I'll be following up with those of you who have shared that with me offline, as far as like just sort of getting a list together of who's actually going to be painting the 10 tuk-tuks that we're going to be getting.
Cindy, do you guys at RPBA, do you know Candace Johnson?
The name doesn't ring a bell.
She did the artwork at Jarvis Tavern and
I do. Yeah, I have met her. That's right.
And at Rogers Park Social. She did all there. She does the
scratchboard stuff.
She did a mural for me, and she's amazing. So I'll send you her number. She's amazing. She's going to do some more work. She's going to paint a mandala on my patio.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, anybody else have any questions or concerns about the tuk-tuk project? Before we move on to an update on landscaping. Going once, going twice.
Nope.
Okay, so landscaping. Sandy and I will be meeting with our landscape contractor later this week to, get on the same page with them as to timeline and plant selections for spring plantings, because we will be doing those or looking to have those done within the next few weeks. We have been in contact with them, so they have changed our account rep a couple of times since the fall. When the expanded planters were ordered. So the guy that had been our account rep for a number of years put in a planter order that was not what we ordered. So the little white planters that got put up were put up under that contract, but weren't the planters we ordered, if that makes sense. So we have been working with Brightview, the landscape contractor, to rectify that and get those replaced with the ones that we actually intended for them to order. They are, of course, like everything else, delayed and on back order. So we are not likely to see them until late summer or fall. But we are working with them to account for that in the pricing of landscape services for this season. And we do expect that we'll be getting spring plantings done in the next few weeks regardless. So the planters are not the planters that we wanted, but they're the planters we have right now, so we're going to have them planted. And then at the last meeting, several of you had asked about hanging baskets for landscape plants along the Devon corridor. So I did reach out to my contact at CDOT to inquire about what the process is for that. So I spoke with Jeff Brink at CDOT. So he's the contact for this sort of thing. And what he said to me is that they're not doing any right now, largely because they are between contracts. So the contract that they have for maintenance and installation had just expired, and they're, I guess, doing an RFP for a new contract. So they don't have pricing or anything yet for how hanging baskets are going to work for either installation or maintenance. He did share with me the pricing for getting them installed under the former contract that just expired, which was about $2,300 per pole. We have a lot of poles, don't forget, to put the baskets and the hanging hardware on them, assuming that the poles that we have are of the sort that engineering will sign off on letting us put hanging baskets on them. So that's sort of the first hurdle, and then it's waiting on CDOT to get a new contract for the service provider they use to do them. If that is something that we want to do and move forward with hanging baskets, they require that it go through CDOT's contractor for landscaping. So the planting and the maintenance and everything, we're not allowed to have our own company do it. It has to be CDOT's contractor because of, the safety concerns. They don't want somebody up there that's, going to knock things down or have it be done wrong and have it fall on somebody or somebody's car. So that would have to be something that would be worked out. We'd contract with the city, with CDOT for that. But it would all, sort of, even if we did it and everything was fine, again, the timeline on ordering them is now over 20 weeks. So we are not likely to be able to do this year, even if it is something that the commission wants to move forward on. So that's sort of where it is. We're kind of in a holding pattern with it, but I did have a long conversation with CDOT about what the process and feasibility of that is. But we can't do it now, basically, because they can't get the stuff and they don't have the contract.
How many lampposts would we be putting them on? I mean, we don't have to put them on every single one, right? We could.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is that they don't allow you to put them at intersections. It's only mid-block poles.
Okay.
So I don't have a count. I don't have a census of how many poles we're really talking. But that's something to keep in mind.
I think it's not a good idea to put hanging basket for the plants, because I saw in some places either if they water regularly, then it's fine. Otherwise, it's a hassle. plants, they die, and then it looks like actually bad when the plants are dying and nobody's there to take care. So I don't think it's a good idea. Last time also I said maybe we can go with the flags, so there will be no maintenance.
You mentioned something about the current banners too, right? Or is that a different agenda item?
The banners on last agenda was sort of what touched off this discussion of hanging baskets, because as Brandon and I have been out, even though we replaced a pretty substantial number of banners last summer, we have, I think any banner that we didn't replace last summer and several that we did that are in pretty rough shape and are in need of replacement. So the question was, put to commissioners, do we want to just replace those banners that are damaged with the same designs that we have, or do we want to investigate commissioning new designs for the banners and replace all of them?
I agree with Sunita on the basket thing. That can be worse your problem than, yeah. But as far as the banners go, I feel maybe just going forward, we can have a new design. So if anyone's, I don't know if anyone's on board with that, but that would take some time to figure out the design. And I'm not relishing that part of it, but that might just replace them as you go with the new design kind of thing.
Yeah, if it's something that's consistent with what we've been doing, maybe we rotate in new photography. Since we've got a new company doing social media, I think they've done a really nice job at creating new content, making use and better use of the photography that we had and getting some new stuff. So maybe that's something that we could, I don't know that they would do the design for banners. I think that would probably be another company, but we might be able to collaborate and get something done that's consistent with the banners that are already out there, so that if we're just rotating them in, it won't look weird. Sandy, do you remember, was it Spark Factor that did them before, or A5, or which group did the last round of banner design?
It was Spark Factor. And don't forget, we started this conversation because our banners keep tearing and we keep needing to replace the banners. So the conversation went from, do we want to replace the banners, to maybe we should do something else on the poles. And that's when we started talking about the flags and the planters and all that kind of stuff, because the banners just get destroyed in the wind tunnel that is Devon Avenue.
I'm not clear on the flags. Like, how would that, is there an example that we can see somewhere, Sunita, or does someone have one? I can't picture a flag.
Yeah, you can see in the Lincolnwood. Keep going on Lincoln, like north on Lincoln, and you'll see all the flags are there in Lincolnwood.
Okay, thanks. Kind of like the banners, I'll be honest with you. I know that they're not of great quality, I suppose, or poorly designed, but I thought they looked pretty cool, frankly.
Have you seen the banners on Pulaski with all the holes in them, the design? From Chicago?
Pulaski?
Yeah, they're going up and down Pulaski, like towards Elston and stuff. They've got some nice design banners. It's just a design. So maybe something like that. It's got a bunch of holes in it. I'll try to take a picture and send it.
I've seen some others,
Maybe
like in Albany
something like
Park.
I think I know the one you're talking
North
about.
Park.
Yeah,
they
it's
look
just
like
a nice
metal and
design
they're
with a bunch of
abstract.
holes. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
not,
something like that with
they're
just
not
our
vinyl,
logo.
they're metal
Right, they're
with
not-
cutouts in them.
Yeah, they're not banners. They're actually some kind of metal or constructed.
So why don't we do our logo and maybe, SSA 43 or whatever on there. I'll send you a picture. I'm in that Pulaski here. Let me see if I can take a picture of it real quick.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think I know the ones you're talking about. I think that'll be a bit of a CDOT question, just because typically when they do them, they are done as part of streetscape. And our streetscape was done a while ago. But I'll certainly reach out and see if they're, preferred vendors or anything that we have to use for that, or what, and what pricing would look like. Pricing on everything is weird right now.
That can make sense, actually. I mean, it might be a bigger upfront cost, but much less maintenance.
All right, any other questions or thoughts as far as landscaping, banners, outdoor beautification type stuff? I do have lighting on here next as its own item.
Yeah, my biggest complaint then I think is the clearing out the trash bins around the liners, and
Yes.
that's just awful. So if there's any way we can incentivize whoever's doing this, clean out the inside of the liner. It's disgusting.
I'll relay that again to our contractor for trash.
Hey, Cindy, I just sent you that picture. I
Thank
think
you.
they're banners.
Okay, I'll take a look.
They could be metal. There's some brackets on the bottom. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen metal ones too. North Park has metal ones. I think I forget where else.
Yeah, they look like they're metal from the side.
Okay, but still, yeah. I mean, I think I think all the east-west streets seem to have this issue, where banners just don't last as long as you think they're going to. I have the same problem with Howard, so I'll look into it and see what I can find out.
Yeah, stuff the banners. I like this idea.
Okay, we'll see about it.
And then on that, I'm on Pulaski and Montrose. They did their street corners really nice. They've got like red bricks going for the crosswalk and a white diamond pattern through the whole middle. It actually looks really nice. And
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I have a friend that lives over that way.
That's really nice. Maybe we should do something like that for Devon and Western and Devon and California.
The intersection stamps that they did, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're really nice.
Because I know we have the one big intersection stamp kind of in the middle of the district, but it's looking a little tired. It's been there a while. I think some of the road tar has kind of been tracked over it. I'm not sure whose purview that would. I mean, I know it's CDOT, but I'm not sure who it's CDOT. Is that a Vanessa and Lubica project, Sandy? Or is that somebody else for intersection stamps?
The intersection stamps is Vanessa.
Okay.
And,
No,
and
Cindy.
no, Lubica. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Lubica.
Cindy,
Mm-hmm.
it's Marlene. Can I say something about those stamps?
Yeah.
That was it was part of the streetscape project. And it was kind of a new material that they used for the first time, which in all honesty, didn't really work out so well.
Yeah. I know they use something else now.
Yeah. Okay. That's all. Thanks.
Yeah, they redid this one, Marlene, the one on Pulaski. I pass there all the time, and it's been somebody went over it again and did it, but it's been holding up for the last 6 or 8 months.
Yeah, it was funny. I was at my friend's house and I watched them install that one. And it's neat how they do it, because it's kind of they kind of dig out the street a little bit, and then they put down the thing, and there's like all sorts of blow torches involved. They did the one on Clark Street. They just had one put in at Clark and Chase that I think was the similar material, where it's sort of a pre-cut sheet of stuff that they put down with blow torches, and it seems to be more durable. Yeah, I'll certainly ask. I'm not sure, because I think too, like, it depends on whether there's any plans for street resurfacing in the area. Marlene, I don't know if you're aware of any upcoming street resurfacing work on Devon.
No, not on Devon. I mean, any street resurfacing would be on the side streets,
Okay.
and that wouldn't go into the intersection of Devon. I mean, the only time you'd have any kind of patching on Devon is if a utility tore something up and they had to restore it. But we actually have a moratorium on Devon. I mean,
Okay.
but you know, when there's an emergency, you can't really help but tear the street up.
All right. All right. After landscaping planners, so I did have an update on pigeon signage. I am in the process of securing quotes to order both the little stake signs that we can put in the ground for our 23 in-ground planter beds, and then probably about 100 to distribute to businesses. So they'll be double-sided is what I'm asking for quotes for. So they'll be English, Spanish ones. So it's English on one side, Spanish on the other. And then I have Hindi and Arabic ones. So Hindi on one side, Arabic on the other, is what we're going to ask for quotes on. So 100 of the like cardstock ones for people to put in windows, and then probably 23 to 25 of the little yard sign kind of ones. So the design is done. I think everyone's seen it at prior meetings. And then I had a follow-up item from last meeting. Several people had asked about, scheduling, the next round of pigeon abatement for buildings that we want to target. And I didn't have any buildings on the list because we were able to get through all the ones that we had identified last year. I haven't gotten any, nominations from anybody as to like what buildings we want to look at including for this year, if we want to keep doing it. So if anyone has particular buildings or addresses that they want me to reach out.
Finished one of my sites. He was supposed to come back, and then I told you there's one on Oakley across from Pete that's always got pigeons.
All right.
Devon and Oakley.
Do you know the address offhand?
It's on Pete's side, it's that corner. It's your Pete. Any idea?
You mean where Farm City is, Urshad?
No, across from them, the Karachi Chats.
The chat house.
That building always has a ton of pigeons on it.
That's like
23?
No, I'm
2301?
I'm 51. So what is that? 59 or something?
On the side or on the Devon? It should be 22, no?
22, 59, maybe 61. And it doesn't go to 60, right? It'll go to 23. It's probably 2300, 2301.
What's the name of the business?
Karachi Chat House.
I wrote down Karachi Chat House. I'll look it up. See if
2301.
Okay.
Yeah, 2301.
All right, great. I'll follow up on that. For lighting, I've been in contact with our lighting vendor. He's still waiting on the stuff to arrive, but it's been ordered. So we're hoping to get the stuff done, sometime this spring, hopefully before summer. I've told him that my biggest hope is that we can get new lights put up well in advance of the Tuk Tuk event and the programming that Westridge Chamber is going to be doing with their pop-up plaza initiative. The first one of those events that they're doing is, I think, late June. And then their second one is the July 28th through 31st weekend. So yeah, more to come on that, hopefully. I don't have a timeline yet because they're still waiting on the actual materials to arrive. But once they do, he'll be able to get his crew scheduled for installation and taking down the ones that are no longer working. So that was all I had on my list for this meeting. Does anyone else have anything new that you want to discuss? I mean, we're doing really well on time. It's only 3:05.
Not off the top of my head. But put me down for sponsoring a Tuk Tuk.
Great.
Should I text Candace's number?
Yeah, if you could, I might have it, but I'll make sure she gets put in our CRM if you send it to me. Because yeah, her work is great. She's been doing a lot of stuff in the community lately.
Yeah. Well, if we got nothing else, I motion to adjourn.
Hey, just one real quick. I'm in Sauganash, and they have some nice banners with a hole in them too. I'll send you a picture of that.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Everybody okay to adjourn?
I'm okay to adjourn.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Ciao, people.
Have a good
Bye.
one.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you. Bye.